Hello there everyone on YouTube. This is Jeff from jeffmobile.com and I'm here in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and I wanted to give you a review of some live theater musical performance that I saw last week. I was fortunate to be treated with tickets to see this production. It's an operetta called Secret Service, and this was produced by the Fugue Theatre Company. It's a small theatre company in Vancouver, and this production featured Mr. Damon Calderwood as Rex, and Ms. Robin Reed as a percussionist. A pianist was Mr. Neil Wiesenthal, and playing Mr. C was Mr. Gordon Roberts, and playing Mrs. D was Ms. Jennifer McLaren. So the artistic and production team, the director was Ms. Laura Di Sico. Librettist, I guess the librettist is the person who wrote the lyrics, is Mr. Kiko Gonzalez Riso. And the composer was Mr. Neil Wiesenthal. For the set, lights and video designer, Ms. Alia Stephen. Costume designer was Ms. Florence Barrett, Flo Barrett I've actually met before as a connection with an arts club video that I made. And for production manager, Ms. Shannon McKelly. Stage manager was Mr. Robin Richardson. Production assistant was Ms. Alana Freistadt. So how I got involved with this production was on Facebook. A friend commented something about male models, and I was jokingly replying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not there yet." He was looking for where are the male models, and I said, "Oh, I'm late, sorry." Even though maybe at one point I could have been a male model if I wanted to be, but I'm definitely not one right now. Anyways, through that comment on Facebook, I was connected with Mr. Damon Jung, who provided me with information about this show called Secret Service in Vancouver. It was a performance at the Performance Works on Granville Island, which if you haven't been to, it's a really great performance venue. It's a very large room that can be set up in many different configurations. I've seen concerts there, I've seen jazz, I've seen opera and choir music and everything like that, and even a circus. It's a great venue and a nice theater, and the set was set up in a very interesting way. But let me first of all talk a little bit, what is Secret Service? What was this about? Well, this was an artistic work that is also called an operetta. So it had elements of singing, music. There was a piano and a percussionist. So the percussionist was playing drum set as well as vibraphone. Also, all the actors were also singing, so they were singers. And I found that their voices were very, very strong, and they sang the material, which seemed fairly difficult in terms of the notes were a little bit abstract, and it's at times not easy to follow. I think the singers and the musicians did a great job. So I'm not really going to go into too much detail of what it was about, but except to say that it was on the theme of surveillance and the future. They also talked a bit about sports teams a little bit, and how people treat sports as kind of like a religious or something really much better, much more important than most things in their lives. And another interesting thing about it was some viewpoints on the government and regarding recent revelations of government spying on its citizens to total control of internet. This is an interesting play in that context. The interesting part about it was the revelations by one of the characters that the government was about to implement a curfew, so you could not leave the house without asking for permission on an online form on a website. And they were seeing this as a way to ensure safety for the citizens. So that made a lot of sense. They also talked about a tracking device that everyone would have to get, that would be implanted into their body in some way, that would track them as they leave the house. So this isn't too far away from where we are currently with our constant surveillance through cell phones, where the cell phone company and therefore the government knows where everyone is. If you have a cell phone, they can track it. And let me also say that this operetta was very well thought out in terms of the lighting, the interesting costumes, and the sponsors. The sponsors were, many of them, supported by RBC, Humber Foundation, BC Arts Council, and Granville Island, City of Vancouver, as well as other founders. And another sponsor was Vancouver Sex Toys, which came as a bit of a surprise. But this shows that the artwork is pushing the limits of what might be normally seen in mainstream kind of artworks, and pushed into more of a, I say, art piece on a conceptual and pushing the boundaries of what you normally see in a space like the Performance Works. So in all, I think it was a very successful production. They did have a few challenges because two of the cast were quite sick during the performance, and they managed to keep going and cover their parts even though they were not feeling up under the weather. And I wanted to say one more thing before I close off this review, which I think was really amazing to see, this production, especially since I don't see a lot of live theatre, and it's very amazing that we have resources and funding to do live theatre in Vancouver. The one thing that I found the most interesting about this, there's a few moments when the piano was playing something really interesting, the lighting was perfect, and the actors were doing something cool on stage with their bodies and the gestures. And something just clicked for me, and I thought, wow, I've got an interesting feeling. It's a really good feeling, and this is inspiring to me. So I think the artwork, as it set out to be, has achieved something for me, because it actually made me feel something a bit different and made me inspired. So in that way, I see this as a very successful production, and I'm really happy that Vancouver Theatre local productions are able to exist, even in the struggles of today's funding climate and the not so amazing support for the arts that we have in general. But there's definitely a lot of people who do recognize the value of the arts and enjoy what it makes them feel. So that's my review. Thanks again to Damon Jang for providing me with the wonderful tickets, and I really look forward to seeing more productions by local Vancouver theatre people and artists and musicians. So thanks again, and look forward to talking to you all again soon. Bye-bye for now, and for more videos from me, Jeff Peters, please click the subscribe button below. Look forward to talking to you more, and all the best. Hope you check out some local productions in your area. Check out the theatre. The musicians, the artists, the actors, the singers need your support, and they also will touch you if you reach out to them and let them bring their creativity into your life. So that's all for now. Bye-bye for now, and have a great day. Bye.